Right, we've got the lovely Larry Lamb here.
Yeah, right. The lovely Larry Lamb, that's it.
Well, you were nominated for Villain of the Year at this year's British Soap Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Now here you are going to be playing Hook.
There you go.
Must be great fun playing a baddie.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's great. My kids will just absolutely love it, and I hope a lot of kids will love it. You know, that's it. It's a chance to do something that's, I don't know, I've not done this before.
You had millions of viewers hooked watching you as Archie in Eastenders.
Yeah.
Fantastic acting, so we all really despise you. Did you get lots of abuse and people shouting at you in the streets?
No, not at all. I'm too old.
Yeah.
I think people are too hip now to the media to get, you know, they're sort of caught up in the stuff. They'll tell you they love the story.
Yeah.
They'll tell you they love the character, but they know you're an actor.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
There's no mistaking. I mean, people are very, very canny, and they can enjoy talking to you. They can enjoy meeting you. It's fun, but there's certainly all you get is a bit of banter. That's it.
Yeah. And who made you laugh most on the Eastenders set, and what do you miss most about?
I mean, I think that for me, another guy who's Cliff Parisi, who plays Minty. I always found him a really entertaining character, really nice guy, and Nitin, who plays the you know, I can never remember his character name, and June Brown. June Brown's a character. God, dear,
Dot
oh dear.
Cotton,
That one
yeah.
there. She's something else.
Yeah.
She's a delight.
Yeah, and it was Stacey who actually killed you, and now Paul Bradley's dead. So millions tuned into that live episode. I believe you didn't know which character killed you either, and you didn't want to know that.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Only the writers and the producers, that was it.
You play Michael Shipman in Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
I bet you have a laugh with Matthew Horn and Alice Steadman, your
They
co-stars.
were lovely. Right from the beginning, that whole thing was just a joy.
Yeah.
Wonderful people, and you know, and a great story, and lovely to get the chance to play in a sort of a comedy drama right alongside a really sort of serious soap opera.
You're in one of my favourite films actually, which is Buster.
1987, that was.
Yeah.
1987. God, dear, oh dear.
And some of those parts were filmed in Mexico as well.
Yeah, we went to Acapulco to do the Mexican stuff, because it was Acapulco for Acapulco. Yeah. Good fun. Back all those years ago when I was a young man.
And what was it like working with Phil Collins and Julie Walters?
Well, I'd worked with Julie Walters before,
Yeah.
and you know, Phil Collins is. A lot of people aren't aware that he actually had a career as a boy actor. You know, he'd acted before, so yeah, we got on really well, and we had a long time together. You know, it took a couple of months we were all together, but great, good people.
Yeah. And you've just come back from filming in Africa with your son George, haven't you?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, that was a documentary, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a drama, and we just had a fabulous time, the pair of us. It was great, you know, getting a chance to work with your own son.
Yeah.
It was lovely, just lovely. We met some glorious people, and not, you know, and it's the people that we went to work with, but the people that we were working with, because you know, you have to have a crew of people go with you to take care of you and make sure everything goes smoothly, and they were lovely. It was a terrific experience.
And when did you first become interested in acting? So I think you were in Canada, weren't you?
Well, I mean, I finished up. I became a professional actor when I was living in Canada, but I'd sort of stumbled on amateur theatre for 3-4 years before, when I was working in Germany. I kind of had a sort of a bit of adventure that took me away from England to Germany, to Africa, to America, to Canada, and as I went along the way, I would join a theatre group. And then in Canada, that's where I got the opportunity to jump and become a professional. So that's where the Canada thing, but the bug had bitten several years before.
Right. After a busy day, be it filming or at the panto or anything like that, how do you like to unwind afterwards? Because it's a gruelling schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I think really at the moment what I tend to be, I'm writing an autobiography. So at the end of the day, I usually go back and try and do some work and use that to sort of unravel myself. Yeah.
Yeah, same as me. I do my writing to kind of chill
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
What advice would you give to any young and inspiring actors out there, being the tough game that it is?
Make sure that this is something that you are convinced you need to do to give you a happy life. And if you don't think it's that important to you, don't do it.
Okay.
Steer clear of it. You're about to dip your toes into a shark pool. It's just so fearsomely competitive, and there are so many talented people around, and people, they kind of got this misconception that actors are rich and famous. Most actors aren't famous, and most actors are not rich. That's not what it's all about. That's if you want to be either of those, being an actor is definitely statistically not the best way to go about it. The average actor doesn't really earn enough money to live on. He spends his life waiting for an opportunity, perhaps to get an audition for something that might, if he got the job, lead to something that might change his life. It's just people have no idea how tough it is at all. And it's open entry into the business now, which it never was. I mean, you used to have a union ticket, and now basically anybody can come in. And if you really think that you're good, then the first thing to do is get yourself along and audition for all the major theatre schools, because if you're good enough to get in one of those, then that's a clue that maybe long term you might have what it takes. And if you go to a drama school, you will understand about the competition. You will understand just how good people are, because too often you're good in isolation. You're the one who's very good. You know what I mean? You go to drama school, it's like suddenly you realise what you're up against, and everybody's at least as good as you, and a lot of them better. So it's kind of, drama school, both in their selection process and if you're lucky enough to get through, or good enough and lucky enough to get through, are a very good way for you to understand about your own abilities. And at the end of the day, you just can't get through on ego.
Yeah. Well, that's about it then, Larry.
Lovely.
Thank you very much for your time as well.
Not at all. It's a pleasure.
Brilliant.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you.